Hello and welcome back to the ProFunctionist channel. Are you stuck in lockdown and looking for something to do? Or maybe as you watch this, lockdown and the pandemic is a distant memory and you're just looking to improve your repertoire for any potential upcoming gigs you might have? Well, this is the video for you. Today we're going to take it back to the 1980s and look at a song by U2 called Pride, in the Name of Love. Let's get started. So U2 were a huge band in the 80s and the 90s, and they're still pretty big today. Their guitarist, whose name is The Edge, yes it really is, in case you didn't know that already, although I believe his real name is Dave Evans, has a particular sound that a lot of people have tried to emulate over the years, and for good reason, because it sounds amazing. The effect that The Edge is mainly known for is his use of delay, and it sounds something like this. But as I teach you this song, I'm going to turn the delay off because it will become a bit annoying if I leave it on while I'm showing you how to play the different parts. So let's turn this off. There we go, just a regular straight guitar sound. So this song is split up into, I believe, 3 different parts. Let me just go through them again. So it's four parts. We've got the intro, we've got the verse, we've got the chorus. So I've got a pick in my hand. So intro, verse, chorus, and the solo. And we're going to look at those now. So the intro is rhythmically quite straightforward. It's just playing 3 harmonics in 3 different places. It's not on one string, they're 2 strings each. So here we go. Here's the first one. We're going to be on the B string and the high E string at the 12th fret. And we're going to play them together. The second one is all the way at the 5th fret on the bottom 2 strings, on the low E string and the A string, together. And the last one, we're going to take what we just did and move it down a string. So this time we're on the A and the D strings at the 5th fret. So that's 2 strings again, A and D, together. So the rhythm here is, the first one's on the 1 and 2, and the second one's going to be on the and of 2, 1 and 2 and 3, and the last one's going to be on the and of 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So after we play the third one, that's going to hold for another bar. So this whole intro, these 3 harmonics that we play are going to last for, they're going to be played over 2 bars, and then they're going to repeat, and then we're going to go into the main riff here, which is what we're going to play over the chorus. So this is still in the introduction, but this is going to come back for the chorus. So this bit is still part of the introduction, but it's also the chorus as well. So yeah, let's have a look at the chorus. So this whole section is going to be played on the G string and the B string, and we're going to be playing them together. We'll look at the right hand in a moment, but the left hand's going to be doing this. Our little finger is going to be on the B string at the 12th fret, and our first finger is going to be on the G string at the 9th fret. So we're going to start off with this. That's not actually the first thing that we're going to play. This is just kind of to set us up. So we're going to add our third finger now on the G string at the 11th fret. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove it to reveal the first finger at the 9th fret. So notice my first finger's not moving, it's just going to stay there. So we're going to keep our finger there while our third finger is on the 11th fret. But we're going to play them together. And we're going to play this rhythm. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. So the first bit is going to be a downstroke, then we're going to start with an upstroke. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of those, and then 4 downstrokes. One way we can learn that rhythm is to steal from drummers who like to sometimes take a rhythm and convert it into a sentence which has the same rhythm. So one sentence that I've just come up with, you can come up with your own one as long as it fits, but this is the one that's just come into my head. Ripe bananas are nice and tasty. Ripe bananas are nice and tasty. And what we're going to do is we're going to play through those two dyads with that rhythm. Oh, not like that. So when do we take this third finger off? So it's from the word are. Ripe bananas are. And then nice and tasty. We're going to play it twice before we move on to the next bit. So the next bit, we're going to take our little finger off. We're going to keep our first finger here, but this time it's going to play two strings, the G string and the B string. Okay, as a bar. But we're not finished yet. We're going to add our middle finger on the B string at the 10th fret. And like the first one, we're going to go between that and the first finger on its own. Just the G and the B string there. Same rhythm as we had. So ripe bananas are nice and tasty. And the third one is going to be the same as the second one, except this time we're also going to add our third finger here. G string, 11th fret. But apart from that, we're still going to take our middle finger off as we did in the second one. So the second and the third ones are going to be played once. First one twice, second and third ones once. I'm going to play that whole thing twice round as well. Let's try that with some delay. I've got to play it in time though, otherwise the delay doesn't sound as good. So let's have a look at the verse. What's happening here? So we've got a couple of bar chords. And don't worry if you're afraid of bar chords because they're quite hard, and they are quite hard when you first start doing them. This is actually a nice gateway into getting into bar chords, into this one particular shape anyway. So as we know, bar chord is where we have our first finger playing across all 6 strings, usually the first finger. You might have seen this shape before, this major bar chord shape where the root note is on the 6th string. So rather than playing the whole bar, what we're going to do is we're going to take our first finger off but leave the tip on the low E string, which reveals the top 2 strings, the B string and the high E string, and leaves them open. And it's going to move down to an A chord. We're going to take the shape and move it down to the 5th fret. So 7th fret, 5th fret. But let's start with the B chord first. So it's going to go like this. This might be a little bit tricky at first, but bear with me. So there's going to be 8 notes. The first couple of notes are the low E string, to the D string, to the G string, and then the high E string. Let it all ring together. The next 4 notes, so it's going to start on the D string, B string, I'm going to keep going up strings, G string, and then D string again. So D, B, G, D strings. So when you put it all together, which is kind of a little bit tricky to get in your head at first, but you do it a few times, it should become easier. So maybe practice them 4 notes at a time before you put them together. Let's move on to the A chord. So we're going to take the same shape and move it down to the 5th fret. This one's a bit easier. We're going to go. So this time there's only 6 notes, and it's a bit more flowing, and we're not bouncing between strings as much in this one. So we're going to go low E string, D string, G string, and then high E string. So same as the when we're on the B chord. But this time we're going to carry on going up the strings. So E, D, E, B, G, D strings. So when you put them together, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play correctly though. And then into the chorus. Let's put that all together. Let's add some delay back in. The delay is going to add it's going to fill in the space nicely. So if it's just you, a drummer and a bass player, and maybe a singer, this will really fill the gap in the space nicely. So after the verse, we go into the chorus, which we looked at the beginning, which is also part of the intro, into the second verse, and then into a second chorus, and then straight into the guitar solo. Guitar solo is nice and easy. It's only 3 notes. We're going to be up at the high E string, up at the 11th, 12th, and 14th fret. I'm just picking that down, up, down. And I'm just alternate picking there. Ba 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 ba. So I'm going to end on an upstroke. So it's going to be those 3 notes right after each other. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's going to be 4 of them. And there's a little bit of a gap in between those. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. There's a bit of a gap there. About 4 times, and then we're back into a little breakdown. And during this breakdown, we are going to play the verse chords. If you're playing along with the record, you will be cued by both the singing and the drums as to when it changes to the next section, which is the chorus. So you'll hear the drummer go dagga 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 dagga, and you also hear the singer come in with the in the name. You'll hear that, and that'll be your cue to change into the chorus section, which you play until the end of the song. The song fades out, but that is the end of the song. So showing you how to play a U2 song wouldn't be complete without me talking about the setup of the guitar tone. So I've got my Epiphone 339 here. I think the Edge used something similar, something by Gibson on the original one, I think. For this video that I'm doing, I'm using my Line 6 HX Stomp, and I've actually got an Edge preset which I've had to use for some gigs that I've had to do. So I'm just using that preset. So I have got some compression at the beginning, and then I've got like a boost pedal. I'm not sure which one I'm using on here. Which one am I using? So on my HX Stomp, I'm using the Kinky Boost. I can't remember what that's meant to be a model of, but I've got that. Got the drive set to 6.1, just to add a little bit of crunch to it. I mean, these pickups all kind of do that as well. Going into a Marshall JTM 45 model, and then I've got that into a delay, just a stereo delay, and I've got the left side, I think, is set to quarter notes, and the right side is set to dotted eighth to get that kind of sound. Ba ba da ba ba da, that kind of sound. And what I've done on my Helix, which is what I like doing for live shows when I've got my my inner monitors, I like to split the signal into stereo. So one side's going to the left, one side's going to the right, and I will put a slight delay on that right hand channel. So it's not adding delay; it's delaying the whole sound. So you get this effect that you're in stereo. So it is in stereo, but it's not really 2 guitars playing, but it's meant to sound like there's 2 guitars going on, like you've tracked 2 guitars, but you're doing it live. So it's a nice way to play if you've got your in-ear monitors. There's several different ways of doing that, but that's how I like to do it. It's quite a simple way of doing it, and you get this kind of sound. Turn the delay off, but here's my stereo sound. If you're listening to this on a phone or on some small speakers, you might not hear that effect. If you've got some decent maybe studio speakers, or if you're listening on headphones, you might hear that there's a slight delay. You might hear the slight delay on the right hand channel, and it sounds like there's two guitars going on, but there's only just me playing, so I'm kind of doing it all live. I can definitely hear it in my ears right now, so if you're listening on headphones, you should hopefully be able to hear that too. So that is how to play Pride in the Name of Love by U2. I hope you enjoyed that. If you're still on lockdown, I hope this has helped to pass the time while you kind of get through it and do your part by staying at home. If it's past lockdown, if you're learning this for a gig that's coming up, or if you just want to learn it, then I hope that was helpful for you. Please, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Of course, I'm trying to get my numbers up and get monetized and all that, so subscriptions would be great. You could do me a solid by liking this video and subscribing. That would be fantastic, and I would really appreciate you for that. And you can also come and make friends on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. On Twitter as ProFunctionista. Everything else is ProFunctionist, so hope to see you there. Also check out the website. I should also mention that, ProFunctionist.com. Check that out. There's usually an article, an accompanying article, which goes into some details, maybe some things I missed in the video, which I will make up for in the article. Anyway, until the next video, I will see you then. Stay safe, and I will see you later. Take care.